wants to know what he's doing wrong. So I hope I can make this clear for him and for all of you too. I'll use the MS House scene to showcase how I use HDRI lighting in my scenes. Okay, so first thing, I'm using a V-Ray light dome to load up the HDRI. As you can see, it is placed inside a texture slot. I call it image sky, and I've loaded a V-Ray HDRI map in here. I'll open up the materials. So this is the material. After I made it, I just drag and dropped it, put it right in there, and I also loaded up the same map into the environment slot, so I can see it at the background. Currently I have a pure light image HDRI at the background. I'll just switch them, instance, so you can see it back there. A few things to pay attention to. The camera settings I'm using are as follows. I'm using a very physical camera. f-stop is set to 11, shutter speed 100, and film speed 100. I'll talk more about this, actually write more about this in a post that I'll do later on about the HDR lighting, but this is kind of a thumb rule of how to expose a scene that is partially cloudy and get good exposures from real photography in real world. So I'm trying to set the camera as I would set it in the real world, and just adjust all the other things to match. This way I can just switch HDRIs as I please, keep the camera settings the same, and I know I can get consistent results. I'll show you later how I make the switch and how the scene looks when this switch is made. So I've loaded up the V-Ray HDRI with the Viz People Non-Commercial HDRI version 1.03. It is a tweaked version. I'll write about it later on, exactly what I did here. So I've loaded it up. I made the mapping type spherical, and you can play with the rotation, the position of the sun. You can also play with the horizon, with the vertical rotation, and this is the value to pay attention to. Since the camera settings are basically the same, I adjust the HDRI to match with the rendering multiplier. This multiplier is in effect at render time, so that I can see the map as is in the viewport. So let's just get it rendering started. Okay, so this is the map. It's loaded up. Render overall multiplier at 1, render multiplier at 1. I'll start the active shade using V-Ray RT version 2. And as you can see, it is underexposed, and I'll start to raise the rendering multiplier until I get it right. Now the way to get it actually right is by sampling the values of the pixels in the areas that the light directly falls upon. You can do it in a render by sampling the pixels in the actual render. Let's get it up to 35, which was a good value. Something like that. Yeah, feels right. You can play with the position of the sun. You can see the shadows, and now they will change and get it backlit. And as you move along, and now from the left side, we should see exactly nice long shadow. Yep. Okay, so this is how you do it. This is a 35 multiplier value to get roughly a good look and feel. Let me change the HDRI so you can see the effect. I've loaded up a pure light HDRI here, number 11. The multiplier here is actually 70. not 35. So I'll just switch it with the lights, drag and drop it. The background will remain the same. I'll need to change it in the environment slot too. Okay. Let me match the rotation 59. Okay. So as you can see, I just changed the HDRIs and I'm getting a different look. Didn't touch the camera, even though you might need to adjust a little bit, but the aim is to get the HDRI to match the camera settings that will fit in the real world for the same scenario. This is how I try to do it anyways. Let's play with it a little bit more. So I hope this helps with getting the HDRI to look good. I'll get back the previous one here. I'm getting a slowdown. I'll just stop